What's up, everybody? We are in the new old office, and I was actually late because I was looking for this. I didn't know where we put it if we moved everything out, because as you can see, not everything's set up. There's still cords and everything on the floor, but my computer's hooked up. My plan is to have, you guys remember there was the wooden US flag that sat behind me on the garage door, which is right here. That is going to be on the wall behind me, along with some TH3D logo stuff. So the little logo light's going to get hung up there. And then the cube will be behind us as well. So eventually it'll be the Ender 6 with the top enclosure, which is right there. The Daedalus, and then my Ender 5 Plus. And I think Vicky will be underneath the desk here, which is my other fourth enclosed printer. And Remo even got a new bed because the futon is not in here anymore. Yeah, you got a new bed. You can tell he likes it. He got a little chaise lounge there. It's coming together. How is the echo? Because I went from, so a little backstory. The room had carpet tiles in it. So this is actually one of the 4 garage bays attached to my house here. And this is heated and cooled. There's actually a mini split unit right here and a furnace right there. My K40 is over there. So I had put carpet tiles down because I didn't want to put regular carpeting in. Well, the carpet tiles started coming up and they became a trip hazard. And obviously I have employees that come in here and I don't want to be getting workers' comp claim because they tripped on the carpet tiles. So yeah, I do have some rugs I'm going to put down that should hopefully help dampen the sound. And once I get everything else in here, it should be better. But I did put down, I actually put this down myself. It took me about 12 hours in total to get everything down. I did underlayment, but this is like a vinyl plank, 100% waterproof stuff. So it looks good. Yeah, there probably will be a little bit more of an echo. So, and if you notice, the other half, so I had an L desk, the other half is behind me because I have this set up and I have 2 more chairs that are in a box I got to set up so I can have another employee in here working alongside me on projects because I am going to be collaborating with, our people here to get them more involved with things so not as much stuff is falling on my plate. And one of those things is being able to have a workspace where they can come and set their laptop up. Yeah. So I just literally threw everything in. I was like, I'm going to put the logo in the background. We're just literally plug it in, throw it on the printer. So hopefully next week everything will be back in order. So after I get off the stream here, I'm going to go and start getting printers hooked back up. Tomorrow I'm going to be shooting and editing the video for the new Tough Extruder 2, which is available for purchase right now. So if you guys were looking for an awesome, extruder that is, also a pretty good deal for what you get, in my opinion. I'll show you guys what you get. Because if you compare to like Bondtech at $100 with the, add-on accessory and all the stuff, or even a Titan or any other one, it's actually really good buy. I've been very happy with them. We've been running them here in the print farm, we've been running them on my machines, and the best way I can describe it, because it's not a Bondtech clone. I will not sell straight up Bondtech clones. It's like a Titan and a BMG had a baby. So it'll also be supported with our new multi-mount system that's coming out next week. So we're looking at launching our new multi-mount system, which is a hot-end mounting system for most Creality printers that use the 2 bolts to secure the hot end to the X carriage. We're going to be launching that, and we will have a direct drive set up for that extruder and many others, and we will be continually making new updates and parts to make that system even better to allow you guys to do direct drive. So, if you get one now today and use it in Bowden and you want to move up to the multi-mount, which would then use, which I have here, I bought another company's products here and we're going to do a stream on this. I got this guy here. This came in a couple days ago and this is going to be going into our multi-mount on my Ender 5 Plus. This is not food, you fat bastard. He thinks this is food because it's making crinkle noises. And I got their PT1000, which is their temperature thermistor, whatever you want to call it. I got their fan because it's a little 25 millimeter fan. We don't carry these. And this was not cheap. It's about $250 hot end. This is the most I've ever spent on a hot end. But now, even though our 50-watt heater cartridges will fit in theirs and work fine, I got theirs because I'm going to do a comparison of the hot end that's on there, which is the Creality stock hot end with our bimetal heat break and our copper plated easy flow nozzle. I'm going to do it before and after to see if there's any print quality difference going from an upgraded Creality hot end with our parts, which is probably about $30 or $40 worth of parts, to this one. So I'm curious to see if we'll be able to see the difference. I also wanted to play with the mosquito stuff. Also, Peter, my tech guy, if you're watching, I just realized I forgot to give Danielle one of these PT1000s because I actually ordered a second one for you. So I'm going to set this aside, and this has to go to Peter. And there's more in here. Okay, so the Mosquito has a groove mount adapter. So basically this is what will let you put it into our multi-mount system and anything else that uses a groove mount. So the groove mount is what you'll commonly find in like the V6s, the Dragonfly BMOs, many other hot ends. So it's a pretty standardized system. And I also, even though we carry nozzles that will fit the Mosquito, I also got their new Bridgemaster nozzle, which is a copper, I believe it's a copper plated nozzle. So we have a similar product that's half the price, and I want to compare it. I want to see if there's a difference between their higher end stuff, and this is all made in the US, and I've heard nothing but rave reviews. I want to give it a fair shake, and I'm going to keep using it, whether it's, you know, better or not. I bought it, I'm going to use it. But I'm just curious, and plus I also want to test fitment on the multi-mount system, because while in theory it should work, I want to verify that stuff actually works before we go, oh yeah, the multi-mount works with the Mosquitoes. I want to make sure that we actually test it, unlike a lot of other companies in this space where they just kind of like, yeah, this will be, should work, and then you get it and it doesn't. I don't like doing that to our customers. So 3 experience, remember, you guys need to put exclamation point Q in front of the questions. I don't read the chat unless I'm looking for a response to an answer. So if you guys want to ask me a question, put exclamation point Q in front of the question, meaning like literally just I'll post an example in here. So like exclamation point Q, and you'll see it come through in a sec. This is how you ask a question. And you'll see it type through. There we go. Obviously there's a stream delay, but you'll see it. So if you do exclamation point Q, this is how you ask a question, you'll see the TH3D Studio account will say thanks, and it'll put your username there. Your question's been added to the queue, and then you got 10 points for asking a question. The points don't really mean anything. I'm probably just going to disable them. We were going to do something, but we just leave them there. So anyways, yeah. So I saw asking about us carrying Slice. That's another thing, is I want to test their stuff out. Now, I don't know a lot of you guys, if a lot of you guys watching know this, but one of the reasons we don't carry certain things is because I personally have to vet and qualify everything we sell. Meaning, I'm not going to sell you guys stuff that I wouldn't put in my own printers. That's why we don't carry Bidtree Tech stuff, because I've had too many issues with them in terms of product quality and in terms of just trying to be able to get a damn replacement when their stuff goes out. I will not sell you guys stuff that I won't use personally. Now, it hurts my bottom line, but I am very hard-headed when it comes to my principles, to a fault sometimes, but at least I can go to sleep knowing that like I'm genuinely selling you guys stuff that I would use. And that's why I test everything before I sell it. I am turning the giveaway form on. I always forget something when I start a stream, but that should be on in just a second, so you guys should be able to enter in. And there's a couple things. We do have some rants, so let me make sure I go to the studio mode and let me see, because my monitor right now, I usually have a TV, a 58-inch TV above my 3 screens here, and I don't right now, so my monitor situation is a little bit different than what I'm used to, so if I kind of fumble more, that's why, but I am going to be hooked that up. I just haven't had time to hang the TV on the wall. 3 experience, can you test your nozzle versus a Slice versus the Bondtech CHT? I haven't messed with the CHT. I got their Bridgemaster. According to what their stuff is, the Bridgemaster looks to be a close competitor to our Easy Flow. But where is it? So shout out to my buddy Gabe here. Remember we were talking about Creality being just pieces of shit and swapping out power supplies for just absolute dog shit quality power supplies? Well, one, this is after he sent me what I'm about to show you. His Ender 5 Plus no-name power supply just died. He thought it was the Bigtree Tech board, but for once it wasn't the Bigtree Tech board. It was the crappy power supply. But he sent me this, and this is how you know Creality doesn't give a shit about the quality of their products. So when they started changing the power supplies from Meanwell's to their own knockoff brand, the design of the fan grill changed. And this is an Ender 3 V2, and this was posted 2 days ago on Reddit. And if you guys look at the fan grill, barely lets any air in. So they're basically going to cause their own power supplies to overheat in these printers. These fans that are in these power supplies are low flow fans to cut down on noise. So you're having a power supply with a low flow fan that's also getting starved for air. This is a recipe for disaster. If you put a mean well in here, which we do carry the mean wells, I'm going to plug our own shit because you're watching our channel. We do carry power supplies that will properly fit in here. Now, if you have the Ender 3v2 and you don't want to replace the power supply just yet, you're going to need to cut this fan grill out. So you just cut here, here, and here. Just take a Dremel and cut it out and grind it down and give this power supply some air. But you can still see, even if you remove this, it's going to block a good portion of the fan because the fan in these other units are actually slightly larger size. But this kind of shit infuriates me because you can clearly tell they swapped this out and didn't do any goddamn testing. This is basic shit that didn't get caught. And they don't care. They know that you're just gonna replace the power supply and not contact them because they're in China and they're goddamn impossible to get in touch with. But like, this is ridiculous. And this is Nemo Griff. I think Nemo's probably watching here. They're swapping the silent swapping game. Yep, my Ender 3v2 didn't come with a mean well. Mine came with the vents misaligned. Yeah, the thing is, you can't realign these. These vents are cut out to match the main well. They have to make a whole new plate here. But again, they don't give a shit. And the funny thing is, this printer already has issues with the motherboard overheating, and now they're going to have issues with the motherboard and the power supply overheating, and good luck. So I'm really disappointed in Creality. Like, I have the bar set pretty low to where it's like basically on the ground for a lot of these companies, and somehow Creality managed to dig underneath the bar and, still not be able to get over it. Creality, it's unacceptable. It's stupid. It just shows like little stuff like that, which I'm going to take that back. Big issues like that, like not being able to check to make sure when you swap a part out, it actually fits properly and your customers aren't going to get basically a fire hazard because the power supply is going to overheat and kill itself, is something that should be a very basic component of product quality testing. It's that simple. There's one rant, and I'm gonna call out an idiot today just because I'm in a mood, and this guy I feel like deserved it. So, and this is a public comment, and this is the same guy, you can tell by the typing. So, as you guys know, on YouTube, you cannot upload, you cannot change video content once it's already been uploaded. Once it's uploaded, that's it. You're stuck with what you got. So we have our Ender 5. We have our Ender 5 LCD conversion kit, and I just realized I did not get the whole screenshot. I'm just showing this is a public comment. And you guys know we can't upload or edit YouTube videos after the fact. So like if I release a video talking about firmware and something changes, I can put notes on the videos, and we usually do, or pop-ups, and I'll show you guys that. But we can't update them, and taking them down also then breaks a bunch of links, so we just usually put notes on it. So this guy left the comment on the Ender 5 Plus video, and this video actually has notes and pop-ups, and I'll even show you that. Ender 5 Plus install. I'm typing on another screen right now. I fat-fingered some things. And here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up here. Today we're going to go over how to replace the touchscreen on your Ender 5. So, on this video here, you can see this was posted March 2020. So this is an older video. And you can see here, this video was made in 2020. We cannot update the video. The firmware process is different now, but the physical installation of the LCD is the same. Follow the physical installation process as shown in the video, and then download the firmware directions on the latest firmware page here. So this has been here for quite a bit. I also then posted another comment after this guy left this here. I was like, okay, and then I pinned it. And then the thing is, we went from Unified 1 to 2 at one point, sometime in, I think it was either 2020 or 2021. But this video shows Unified 1 because that's what this printer used. Now, instead of having to delete the video and re-upload it, which then breaks a bunch of links and stuff, you'll see here as I'm talking, we're talking about going to the firmware. And so we just did the physical installation. And you see here, this popped up here, 2020 update, use this instead. So if you click here, I have a link popping up when we're talking about the firmware to take you to the new firmware. So, which is Unified 2, because I can't update this. So, and this is apparently the first guy, like we still sell these kits, and other people have been smart enough to actually read this and notice that this pops up and there's a little information here. And also, if they didn't find that, our tech support would be like, hey, like, yeah, it's an older video, it's from 2020. So this guy writes this long, incoherent rambling, saying that it's it's utterly bullshit, and I have no idea what to do, and blah blah blah. And I said, sorry, you're frustrated. We can't update the videos. You purchased a kit from us. Like, I didn't know if he was a customer at the time. He was. I was like, you get technical support. You can send him a message. If you did not purchase the full kit from us, you want to contact and place a purchase. I was like, you'll still physically install the LCD as shown, and then use the latest firmware for a website. The directions are on the page for the firmware that you can follow for the firmware portion of the installation procedure. And then I posted a link. Well, this is where it devolves quickly. So, the 15 days ago, the guy was complaining about customs holding his stuff up. And then he sent us an email 4 days ago. I think this was probably when because I just took the screenshot today. It's probably when he left this rant on here. So this is the first message we got from this lovely gentleman. We're referring to him as Alexander D. Rude. I'm just gonna edit that there, so now show his actual name. So yeah, so he's now claiming that we ripped him off because he apparently can't read. So this is the first contact. So he didn't contact us saying, hey, I'm a little confused. Like, the video seems old. Can you point me in the right direction? This is what we get from him. So I'll let you guys read. And this is why I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. You can see for some reason he's putting a space in between commas. The same kind of thing was seen in this same comment here. I've never seen anybody do this, so I'm assuming it's the same guy. So this is just a sneak peek of the kind of idiots we deal with. We told the guy, hey, sorry. So I'll just show you guys. We like being transparent here. So this is the message from Peter. I'm just making sure there's nothing here I need to blur out. I don't think I need to do. So this is not the first rude ticket he sent us. His first interaction was complaining about customs, and he was rude in that ticket as well. So Peter sent this to him. And yes, this is our return address. I don't care if people have it. It's public information. Appreciate your guys' concern, but yeah, let me screenshot that and open it so I can zoom in. So, we have a policy. If you're being completely rude and just a complete asshole, we're not going to deal with you, especially if you come out the gate. It's just, we don't have to. I don't know where people get off thinking that just because they gave somebody money, they can treat them like absolute shit. We don't play those games. We're not Amazon with Indians that are used to getting berated all the time. We don't deal with it. So you can be frustrated, but don't yell and scream at us, call us idiots, and we'll get more. So this is the message that Peter sent to him, and we'll give you a sec to read that. But we told him basically, hey, send your stuff back and we'll give you a refund. We're done dealing with you. We're done dealing with you. So, and then this is what Alexander the Rude sent. And I'll let me just blur out his actual name. I don't think we can really get any legal trouble if we showed his full name, because that again is just public information. But anyways, I'm not even going to put the Alexander D. Rude on there. You guys get the idea. This is what he replies with. So, Alexander, if you're watching this, you're an idiot. Send your stuff back. We don't deal with people like you, and we won't. Just because you gave somebody money doesn't give you the right to treat somebody like shit, and we don't play those games. So, if any of you are watching and you think you can get away with being an absolute incompetent idiot and yelling and screaming at us, we don't bend over and take it in the ass like some other companies that just, will do whatever it takes to make a Karen happy. We don't play those games. So, yeah. Anyways, there we go. Alexander D. Rude. Fucking people, man. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. And I feel sorry for the people who are going to be listening to this on the podcast replay because you won't get to see it. But yeah, I guess we're just a bunch of losers who send retarded answers. So, anyways, let's get into the questions. Hopefully there have been some questions, unless I've been distracting you guys. Let's see. Are there questions here? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and hide that idiot from the channel, too. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit hide user from channel. And there we go. He can comment all he wants, and none of his comments will ever show up on any of our videos because he's an idiot. I got no problem calling a spade a spade. If that offends you, sorry, not sorry. People need to stop being such pussies these days. All right, so Mad Cat USA is the guy with the first question here. And he says, what would cause jamming on two different printers? The only common factor being steel coated. Well, steel coated? Are you sure they're not steel nozzles? I mean, I'm sure steel coated could be a thing. I've not heard of them, but in general, steel nozzles are going to be more prone to jamming. I would recommend the same kind of treatment as we do with metal heat breaks, which would be doing some kind of lubrication, whether that's like a dry PTFE lube, some canola oil, something to season them, you know, get it as clean as you can. And also lowering your retraction and upping your temp. Now, I have not printed with steel nozzles in a while. I do use steel nozzles in cases where I just need a cheap nozzle. I don't feel like dropping 15, 16 bucks. 15, 16 bucks on a nozzle, you know, if you're just occasionally printing abrasives. Steel nozzles are a great, cheap way to print abrasive materials. But they do come with their own set of limitations, meaning they don't transfer heat as well. So you have to combat that with a higher print temperature, and you can be more prone to jamming. So you would want to either lube it with canola oil. That's my go-to. If it is completely new, I would recommend doing like a dry PTFE lube in there. You can get them them from like hardware stores like, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Barkline sounded like a Reddit professional. Absolutely. Reddit is full of a lot of idiots. That's why I don't use Reddit anymore. I got, if you guys can't tell, I ordered some stuff from LTT store, and yeah, I got my Coex sticker, Vapor 95, which is where this shirt came from. Krista got this for me. I love it. And I also have one of our TH3D stickers on here. So, yep. Anyways, yeah, so lubrication, lower retractions, and higher temperature. There is an article in our help center, and our help center is located at support.th3dstudio.com, and just search for using all metal hot end. The same kind of thing would apply to the nozzle as the heat break for the most part. Derek Frill, is there a mod for the tough extruder to get index tensioning on the tension screw like an LGX? I have not thought about something like that. Are you meaning like, so you know exactly where it's set? That is kind of a good idea. I don't know if we could do like a printed part or something that would snap on there to kind of give you like an index, but I will show you guys. I'll show you guys right now because I haven't shot the video yet. But here we go. Let's try out. We're gonna test out and see how this new setup works. So it looks like I'm gonna have to get rid of the main cam because look at it, if I'm sitting here working on the bench, that really doesn't do much. So maybe I'll have to have like a little crappy webcam here for my headshot, or do you guys not really care? But anyways, so first stream with the new setup. So same camera, just a different layout. My microphone is like becoming loose, so hang on. All right. Why are we spinning? Stop spinning. Hang on. I am messing with the microphone. First stream in the new setup. There's going to be problems. Just how it is. All right. There we go. I need to tighten my mic down. It's like flopping over. All right. So here's our new Tough Extruder V2. And these typically will come in like a box here. This is one I have set aside for the video. This is one that came in. So we got an assortment kit here. There will be a small piece of PTFE, okay? This is for the filament insertion guide, and this will be a random color. I just have them put whatever cutoffs they have, so we're not, using, PTFE that would go to waste normally. So there'll be a little piece of PTFE, and this will be for the input guide. We've got brass drive gear here. We've got the thumb wheel and the screws for the motor, and then a little Allen key set, and then we've got the collet clip for the PTFE, and that's all fine and dandy, but this is really what I want to show is the inside of here, because it does look like a Bondtech clone on the outside, but once you open it up here, you'll see that it's not. There's actually more to this. So there's a little notch out here, and this is to accommodate for the lead screws on many printers, specifically Creality. So you can put this right onto your Creality printer with no adapter bracket, okay? And then, so like this would be on the back bracket. This piece of PTFE tube, if you want to use it, would go in here as like a guide, okay? If that makes sense. And then we include, unlike Bondtech, who charges you for this adapter, we include this adapter. We did the same thing with our Tough Extruder, which was based on the Titan. We include the Bowden adapter, okay? So this is not an additional thing. So if you go on like Matter Hackers, you're going to pay $80-something for the Bondtech, plus another $15 if you want to use this in a Bowden configuration. This just comes with it. So this goes here, and you can put a groove mount hot end. So like I could put the slice hot end right onto here if I wanted to. And then you've got the little guide here for the filament. So it's a nice tight filament path, okay? And then the big thing that's going to make this a lot more attractive than a lot of the other options on the market, especially the cheaper Bondtech knockoffs, are these gears here. So these are actually hardened. These are steel gears that are like impregnated with like a nitrogen. Or not nitrogen. They're impregnated with nitrogen, and it makes them very hard and makes things hard to stick to them. So these are very nice, very high quality gears, and these mesh very nicely in here. And you can get nice dual drive gears onto the filament here. And you can see the teeth are very sharp. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. Come on, focus. Focus! But yeah, I'm very happy with these. And then like we've got everything included in here, so it all spaces out correctly, including down to like little extra washers here to make sure things don't, bind on each other and eat away at the housing. And this is a nylon housing too. This is not an SLS printed. This is actually injection molded, but it all goes together very nicely, and I've been very happy with these. So these are available on our site right now. They're right now available for $49.99, and that's going to be our introductory price. And the max these should be, unless supplies go up like crazy, is going to be $64.99. So this is really nice, really smooth. You got the feed gear here. You've got the little arm here, and you can see it's all nice and tight. There we go. That just folds in, and then you've got your little tension arm here. So I'll just show you how this goes. So you've got just kind of like the Bondtech does. You've got the little thumb screw. You put the spring on. You put the spacer on. And then this goes in here, and you tighten this down, and there's your tension. So you can tighten this down to get good tension. You can also, release a filament here manually, or take it out for a quick check if there's like, oh, did I get a jam or something? You take this out and be like, okay, there it is, and clean it out if needed. So yeah, I'm very happy with these. I have this on quite a few of my machines already, and as my Tough Extruder V1 start dying, this is what I'm going to be putting on them. So yeah. Hopefully you guys like this. I like them. Our tech support guys have been using them for a little bit now, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. So, like I said, I didn't want to be like all these other companies that are just like carrying Bondtech knockoffs. I wanted to do better. So, but they're in stock, ready to ship, and there will be an assembly guide to show you how to put it on there. There's an Ender 3 sitting here for the video. Most people are going to be able to figure it out if you've put together printer parts before. It's not that hard. It's actually a lot quicker and easier to go together than the old Tough Extruder V1, which is based on the Titan design. I'm trying to get my microphone to stop moving. But yeah, I mean, when you get it, these come basically like 90% assembled like this. So you put the brass drive gear onto your extruder motor, you pop this on, put the 3 screws in, put the tension adjustment in there, and connect your PTFE, and that's basically it, aside from E-step calibration, which these use 407 steps per millimeter, and it's on the product page what steps per millimeter we recommend. So, anyways, let's see. Get back to the questions here. So, Derek, in terms of the indexing on the tension, that is interesting. I wonder if something that's already out, if someone has like a printed thing for like the Bondtech, if that would work on this. It's very similar. It's not identical for the tensioning, but it's very similar. Personally, and I'll show this in the video, I'll set the tension to right about here, because you can see how the screw adjusts the spring. So you can see the gap between the springs. You want to have a little bit of a gap so you can still manually, open it if you need to, but it's really easy to adjust if you want. So, anyways, Lightspeed, you just missed it. It's not a BMG knockoff. I think the design's better than a BMG, especially the gears. The gears are going to be, as good, if not better, than a BMG because they are the nitrogen treated ones. So, you tell me. I know you're a big Bondtech and Slice guy, and you missed it. I have Slice stuff here, Mr. Lightspeed. And I'll be putting this on our new multi-mount with that Slice Mosquito in a direct drive setup. That's my plan. So our new Tough Extruder 2 with the Mosquito on my Ender 5 Plus to really push some plastic. So, because that's got a Tough Extruder 1 on there. And it's Bowden, so I'm going to go direct drive on it. So, anyways, let's see. What are the thoughts on the Hydelis Frog Extruder on the Ender 3 Pro? I've never heard of that. I'm going to Google that because that's a mouthful of a name. John says he only uses Mosquito hot ends and the results are very stable and predictable. I'm also going to be testing the Dragonfly BMO. I have one of those. I don't know what print I'm going to put that on, but I'm testing fitment with the with our multi-mount system. Let me see. The Black Frog. Okay, this is interesting. So Amazon carries it. Let me know if this is it. Okay, it's a black color. This is interesting. So they've got, okay, what's going on? So we got two different voltages here. Interesting. So basic drive gears here. LDO motor, except we're so careless we can't even spell the name of the company right, even though it's literally right there. Like, little stuff like this kind of tells me that they don't really care about the quality. If you can't even get the... Anyways. Well, try not to go on another rant. Is it like somebody mushed a V6 and a Bondtech together kind of thing? Is that it? I'm just looking here. I mean, it's interesting. I think it would print. It doesn't look terrible. I've seen worse, but are there mounts out for it? Are you going to basically have to do your own thing? As I'm saying that, literally free mounting bracket. This fan's going to suck ass at cooling for a layer fan. That'll probably be a downgrade over the stock one. It looks like this is printed, this little duct here. That does not look like it's injection molded. I probably wouldn't, at this price, I probably wouldn't mess with it. The reviews, there's two. One says poor design and the other one says great all-in-one. And I'm assuming he gave it a good one because he probably got paid to do a review. He's plugging his YouTube channel. So I would be willing to bet he's going to have a video and an affiliate link, and that's probably why he's giving it a 5-star, because we don't want to give something a fair review if that means it won't then sell. Let's see. He's got a Bondtech here. Does he have a video on here? Remove stuck stepper. Is this him? Prince Leo 3D. See if it's come out. As of this review, it has not. So this is the same guy. Has he not posted his review yet? I guess he hasn't posted his review yet. Maybe he forgot. With a new heat break. Yeah, so he hasn't posted it. Who knows? A lot of things. Here's the stuff. I'm very skeptical about Amazon reviews in general, not just 3D printer stuff, because I can't tell you how many times these Chinese companies will send me an email and say, hey, if you give me a 5-star review, I will give you this product for free. And then people do that because they're like, hey, free shit, hell yeah. And then you get all these 5-star reviews on these products, and they're really not something that should be a 5-star review. I'm willing to bet that guy got sent something. Not enough information. I'd say go ahead and buy it at your own risk, but I can't. I can't recommend it because I haven't tried it. I personally, looking at it just first glance and the price is $70, I probably wouldn't buy it. That's just me. How hard is it to add a second hot end to the Ender 6 in particular? Definitely not something easy, and it depends on what you want to do. If you're talking about an IDEX system, good luck. It's Core XY. Wouldn't even know where to start with that. If you're talking about just a second hot end, having literally 2 physical hot ends, you're replacing the control board, you're redoing cabling, you're doing custom firmware, which means you probably have to replace the LCD if you haven't replaced it with our kit as well. Yeah, definitely not something easy. It's not going to be, there, as far as I know, there's no conversion kits to do dual heads. It's a pretty niche thing to do 2 hot ends at this point. And in my opinion, if you have the need to do 2 hot ends on your printer, I'd probably say just get a printer that has it out of the gate and then upgrade that with your other features you'd like, because it's just, there's a lot. K Fritz, is there any tuning that needs to be done when I put the EasyBoard in my 5 Plus? Not really. Your same profile should work. If you're just changing the board out, we have the firmware set up to be basically a drop-in replacement of the stock board, so you don't have any issues when doing the conversion. So it'll just run quieter, it'll run nicer, and you get more options. So just make sure, since you have the 5 Plus, make sure you also got the LCD kit, because we do not support the stock touchscreen on any firmware or any boards we sell for the 5 Plus because of the closed source LCD. So I just want to make sure we mention that, because that is on the product page, but just in case you missed it, we do have the 5 Plus install, or the LCD kits still in stock and ready to ship. Carlos Alonso, is the Revo the groove mount? Yes, it is. The Revo is a groove mount. I do like the groove mount. I think the groove mount, I think that was an E3D design, and a lot of other companies that adopted it. It's nice to see that it's a universal thing. It makes, doing upgrades on your printer easier, makes, people like us who make accessories to put upgrades on your printer, like the multi-mount we have coming out, it makes it more universal. So, hey, you can use this with our cheap V6 clone all the way up to, the $200 Mosquito. Nicholas Henley says, any thoughts on any Anycubic Cobra worth getting? Bought one for Amazon at 240 days, so curious of your opinion. So 240, that's not terrible. I would say I can't give an opinion on it. I haven't used it. I will say I do have some concerns about that printer. One, that is running Marlin, and it's got a really crappy Chinese 32-bit processor on there. So updating the firmware is probably going to be a pain in the ass in the future if you want to do customizations. And then I'm pretty sure that also has a touch screen as well, which then is another hurdle of trying to upgrade it. Now, if you replace the control board and the LCD, and run your own version of Marlin or Clipper or whatever, then yeah, you're just basically using the printer's hardware, which seems to be good. Anycubic typically makes pretty well-built printers, but from what I've seen, the processors on those are just cheap Chinese garbage that there's really no support for it in Marlin as of this time. And many other firmwares, even Clipper. So could change. Like I'm, saying this video is dated, today, June 8th. It could change later down the road, but those are things that I take into account when I'm buying a printer is, can I upgrade the firmware on it? How hard is it going to be to upgrade the firmware? Because as soon as you start changing your extruder, you change your thermistor, you're having to change your firmware. And if you can't change the firmware easily because the source code isn't available and or it's not well supported in any of the firmwares that we use like Marlin or Clipper or whatever, that printer is kind of useless if I can't then repair and upgrade it on my own. K Fritz, I have the E3 screen and a 2 cable 1864. So you can try to make it work, but we do not have an LCD mount to put that Ender 3 screen onto the Ender 5 Plus. The LCD kit we have is for the RepRap style 12864. And you would need... Oh, you said you have an Ender 3 screen and a 12864? Meaning you have either or? I'll wait for your reply. Because you can technically use either of them. They will work. The main issue is bolting it up to the printer. So if you have a RepRap 12864 with a 2 cable and you also bought the little adapter board, then you can just get the STL from our site. I think it's a couple bucks, and then print it. Me personally, I would just use the 12864 and use our STL because it's a very nice STL. So if you don't have it already, I'm just going to show you guys, because I don't know if you guys know this, we do have, especially if you're international, we do list a lot of our STL files for sale for personal use, in case you don't want to have us print it, whether you just want to do it yourself or you just want to save a couple bucks. But yeah, so like these are for personal use only, so you can't be reselling our STLs or the prints. This is mainly just for personal use, and we do this so obviously we don't want competitors using our stuff. But we do have on the STL designs in our store right here. It's like, I think I have a minimum price of $2. But yeah, you can get the STL, and this is the latest design here. So this just bolts on. And I see you say you don't have the stock control box anymore. This would still work even without the control box. This just bolts to the 2020 extrusion on the front. And so this is our latest STL design. This is what we're shipping to. So I think the product photos showed the old design. We're shipping the latest one if you buy a print from us. So we do have, if you go to our store, on our main site here, if we go to your store, and you'll see right here, TH3D STL designs. We have quite a few on here if you do want to print your own instead of having us print it. Some of them are free, like I believe the Chiron one. I think these ones are free here. These are ones we actually sell the products for. But yeah, like the Chiron solid bed mounts, those are free. This is also free as well, if you want to, or you can tip us. So we have been doing some STL stuff. So anyways, I just want to note that. But yeah, either of those will work. So if you're using a 12864, you're going to want to use the dual cable LCD adapter. If you're using the Ender 3 LCD, then you just use the single cable, and the biggest part's going to be just mounting it up to the printer. So, all right, let's keep going. Let's see. Chemical Artist says, I remember your bimetal heat break to a buddy. Unfortunately, he's getting massive heat creep. Is it possible the stock heat sinking of an Ender 3 is too bad? No, it sounds like he probably has a fan that's going out. We have it on many printers, including I have them on my Ender 5 Plus, which is an enclosed printer. I have it on my Ender 6 and my Ender 3 Pro. All of them have the bimetal. I haven't had any issues with heat creep, but I also have our fans on there, meaning I know they're running at full speed. So if he has a stock fan, I'd recommend checking to see if he's having issues where the fan bearings are failing, because if they are, the fan's going to spin slower than this, you will get heat creep. It's very common to have those fans die. Let's see here. Is my bot not... I see K Fritz says, I have a mount that should work, thanks, but it's not showing in my thingy. Anyways, I don't know why it's not doing that. I'm sorry. So anyways, Thomas says, I have an Ender 3 Pro. I want to get another printer. What would you recommend? Would you recommend staying with the same printer and add all the accessories? Wait, hang on. Would you recommend staying with the same printer and add all the TH3D accessories, or get another printer and add the TH3D upgrades? So it really depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to build out like a little print farm, and the Ender 3 Pro does what you need in terms of build volume and quality, me personally, I would just keep building out the same printer with the same setup, just so it makes maintenance and profiles a lot easier. For example, our ABS fleet that does the majority of our printing are all Ender 3 Pros that are all identically upgraded with the same boards. I think we have a mix of like the 8-bit and the 32-bit. But they're all in the same firmware, but the hardware is the main thing. So they all have Easy ABL. They all have the Tough Extruder V1s. They all have the Tough Tube. They all have our easy flow nozzles, silicone socks, the fans are upgraded. So basically we can take code and put it on any printer and it's all the same. Now at a certain point, you're not gonna be able to get the same parts. So like we're gonna start phasing out as we have to start replacing like tough extruder V1s as they fail, because some of them are 3 years old and they have thousands of hours of printing on them. Or we're just upgrading them to upgrade them. They'll start getting our tough extruder V2 and then they'll get a new firmware update with the different E-steps. But the main thing to remember is like all the key stuff, like the type of hot end, the nozzle size, the tubing, the other features like the filament sensor and the ABL. If they're all set up the same, then you can just take the same code and run it off on all the printers. If your goal is to have a print farm, if your goal is just you're a hobbyist and you just want to have a bunch of printers to play with, then I would say get a different printer. But if you're thinking you want to go more into like production type of thing, I would definitely recommend staying with the same machine. If that Ender 3 Pro is meeting your needs, if that makes sense. So basically, if you're a hobbyist, get something fun. Go get a different printer. If you're looking more to do it kind of business-minded, then I'd probably just build out the same machine, because you probably already know what you like in terms of features and upgrades. At that point, it's just buy the printer and buy the same exact upgrades and slap them all on the new one. So yeah. See a Facebook question. I should mention the questions. This question thing only works on YouTube, but I'll answer it. Dave Martinez, we have Saturn II flex plates. I don't know what that is. Is that a resin printer? If so, we don't deal with resin here. We actually don't have any resin printers, so I would recommend checking out Tiny Machines 3D. They do have they do deal with resin printers. So we just don't do resin. So I don't sell. I could get resin flex plates, but the thing is, I don't use them and I don't sell that stuff. So again, I'm not going to sell you guys stuff that I don't personally use. There's a lot of companies that they will sell stuff that they really don't know what it is. I don't want to be one of those companies. So I'd rather be a company that, hey, like we use it. I use it. My guys use it. We use it in our print farm, because you guys do see the retail side. We sell upgrades and accessories, but we also do a lot of print jobs for companies and individuals, and we use our own stuff on our printers. So it's kind of twofold here. So I want to make sure that I'm selling you guys good stuff. And if it holds up on my machines and my print farm, I can confidently say that, yes, you guys are going to get good product because we put it through its damn paces here. Even our cheaper stuff. So, Krista mentioned, don't forget partner sponsorship. Yeah, so if you guys are if you guys are on YouTube or TikTok or Twitter, if you guys have some sort of social media following, even if you're not huge, if you got at least 1,000, followers, subscribers, etc. on any one platform, go ahead and send us a message to through our contact form. You can just select sales for the department. We are looking to work with other creators to get you guys, send you out products. You guys can do videos highlighting our stuff and also give you guys product to make content to help grow your brand and then do some cross promotions and stuff. So right now, that's something we're pushing on. So if you guys are interested and you guys do have a little following, let us know. Just send us a message. Go to contactus.th3dstudio.com, select sales for the department, and just say, hey, I was watching a stream and, I'm a creator started out or whatever. Here's my links to my socials. Let me know if you want to work with me. The worst we can say is no. We will tell you if we're not interested. We're not going to leave you hanging. So anyways, let me know if you guys do have any questions. The question bot works on YouTube only. So to get your question in my bot, you have to put !Q in front of it, and then it will give you a confirmation. You see right here, as I'm talking about this, that's what it does. It'll say thanks, and then you get points, and the points are useless. It's kind of like what is that show? Whose line is it anyways? Where the points don't matter, everything is made up. All right. 3D Experience says Diamondback Nozzles making some bold claims about their $100 nozzles. Thoughts? Okay, our highest end nozzle we sell is like $15, and it does make a big difference going from the basic nozzles to these. Like, you get slightly cleaner prints. I'd be very shocked to see any improvement of their $100 nozzle over like our $15 one. Go with your gut intuition, guys. If something seems to be good to be true, it probably is. They're probably good quality nozzles, but are they worth $100 good quality? I mean, Slice Engineering makes their shit here in the U.S. Theirs are on the higher side, but this is $30 for their Bridgemaster. You know, I think $100 is getting a little greedy, but hey, capitalism, man. If they're selling and their stuff works and their customers are happy, and they think $100 is a good deal, then go for it. You know, more power to you. Nadav, for the Tuff Extruder, can you sell just the gears so the Voron guys can use them? Maybe I can get just the gears. The company we're using to make these can get me just gears, but just the gears, to give you guys an idea of the cost, just the gears are almost $20, and that's not including shipping. Like, just those gears, my cost is about $20 on, not including the rest of the hardware to build the extruder. Yeah, Thomas Packer, let the market decide. Exactly. I mean, I think it's expensive, but again, if it's a really good nozzle and their customers are happy, then you know what I mean? Like, more power to them. I wouldn't charge you guys $100 for a nozzle though. For $100 at a nozzle, better come up with at least a reach around. Let's see. For the Tuff Extruder, oh yeah, we just answered that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. Like what, Nadav, I think you're in the, what's the word I'm looking for? I think you're in Discord, aren't you? I'm waiting for an answer. We'll see. I might be able to, I mean, I can get them. It's just, is it going to be worth the hassle of dealing with Voron guys? My experience with Voron people has not been very positive. Justin says, use the Dragonfly BMO on the Ender 6. That's kind of what I was thinking, but it is working. It's printing. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking. Nemo Griff. Apparently someone struck a chord with Nemo. Because he said, would you be willing to make an information video on why stupid people shouldn't use 3D printed PSU lids? Maybe like, should I like put some caps in there and set them off and show you the difference between a plastic lid and a metal one in terms of containing blowups? Let's see. All right. Possibly. You guys shouldn't be replacing the metal lids. I would love to do it. I just don't have time right now. I'll be honest with you. Mike V, can you make a video of the Ender 5 Plus with the Mosquito hotend with the Tuff Extruder as a direct drive, and will it mount to the factory mount, or will the 5 Plus need a new mount? So this will mount to our mounting system, so the multi-mount. So technically, yes, you will need a new mount. We will be selling the new mount, and the new mount we have is going to be called our multi-mount, and that is the aluminum mounts I've shown a couple times here on previous streams. They're aluminum CNC milled and anodized. They're made here in the U.S., and then all the accessories, what's the word? I'm looking for, or all the accessories, the mounting blocks and stuff, so stuff to attach to the metal block will all be done in ABS. So we will have like packages where you can purchase, like I'm using this extruder, this hot end, you know, this cooling fan, whether it's 150-15 or 2, an easy ABL or BL Touch, whatever, and then it'll basically be a modular system, so you can configure it how you want it. So, and then we'll have STL files and stuff. So yes, you will need a new mount, but we will have a solution for that. So not only will the multi-mount be a nice way to put groove mount hot ends like the V6, the Revo, the Mosquito. I'm going to test fitment on this. The Dragonfly BMO, we've already verified that. I think one of our guys verified the Revo. The Revo I wasn't able to get. I got to check and see if they're back in stock, but the Revo is the last one I got to physically get to confirm. But yeah, I am going to do, that'll be kind of like a casual hangout stream of just tinkering around. And like, I'll have to extend all the wires and stuff. So there'll be soldering and all this other stuff. Let's see. Carlos, asked about the Revo. The Revo going to be in the upcoming multi-mount testing video. So there won't be like a testing video. They're just going to be like, hey, I'm putting the multi-mount on this printer with this hot end, and hang out while we do it. And then we are going to be taking pictures of various setups. So as myself puts the multi-mount system on my printers. I'm going to take pictures, show, hey, here's what it looks like with the Tough Extruder and the Mosquito and two 5015s and a Easy ABL type of thing. But yeah, there won't be like a dedicated like testing video. I'll probably do like a overview of like, hey, here's all the parts and here's how they look. But we will be continually developing new add-ons and stuff for the multi-mount system. So basically, you buy it, and then as we do more updates to it, the goal is to not have to change that. Not have to change the metal base. We just change accessories around it. So the goal is your hot end is mounted with that metal block, so it's solid and it doesn't move. Then all the accessories are mounted with, ABS plastic printed parts. And if you get them from us, then they will all be made with plastic from coax, so all made in the U.S. and all nice and solid and good quality. And we also provide the STL files that we release now and in the future to anybody that buys the multi-mount from us. And if you're someone who has like the Clemco, which is what the multi-mount is based off of, so the guy who makes the Clemco stuff, he is selling us the Clemco base, and we're doing everything else around it. So we redesigned all the parts. I think the only thing we have kept that was kind of his design was the strain relief, which we've also improved. But the goal is we're basically taking that over. But we will be limiting the STL files to paying customers because China has already copied the mount, and I don't want people who bought the knockoff getting access to our STLs that make it fully work, because basically China's like, hey, go look at the Clemco stuff. And like, we don't want that happening. Where they're like, hey, go look at the TH3D multi-mount stuff. But yeah, you'll be able to buy the STLs. So if you do buy the knockoff, or you already have a Clemco. But if you buy the mount from us, they come with the mount. So the multi-mount is not available. We're looking at a release time of next week. Jose is asking if we have an aluminum version of the Tough Extruder's black plastic box. We do not. Carlos says he's got a Clemco on a Revo and the Ender 5 Pro, and it's amazing. Awesome. So it does work. I figured it would work, but I like to test stuff and personally be able to like, yes, I have tested it, or somebody on my team has tested it. Let's see, Justin Bivel, just for the BMG gears that are not clones can cost up to $40 depending on where you can source them from. Wow, that's a lot. I'm assuming you're talking about when we were talking about the gears. Madkit USA says 3D Musketeers just did a video on the diamond tipped nozzles. Okay, I'll have to check him out. I haven't talked to him in a bit. 3D experiments. During fast movement, my Ender 6 makes groaning noises. Maybe coming from the belt idlers. Can they be lubed or just swap? And the stock idlers are smooth against the tooth of the belt. Is that a problem? So in general, it's not really a problem. But I do know what you mean. Typically, if it's making groaning noises, I would try lubing things. How many of you guys with the Ender 6 would be interested in a higher quality gear replacement for like the pulleys, like to go from the plastic to metal? Because I found that I can't actually find the specific like size and internal diameter of the pulleys that are on this thing. I'm still running the stock ones. So when they fail, I'm going to kind of be up shit's creek without a paddle, and I feel like a lot of other people are going to be in that same boat. So if you have an Ender 6 and you're watching this right now live, let me know if you'd be interested in like a pulley set, like basically all new pulleys that are be metal with good quality bearings and stuff to replace the plastic ones. And if you're watching this on a replay, leave a comment down below. So because I don't know how popular that would be. But I do have the same kind of noises, like a groaning noise would be a good way to put it, when my Ender 6 does fast moves. So knowing Creality and their quality and their part selection, I'm not going to assume that it's going to last very long. So I'm just curious, because this is something I do have literally a note in my to-do list of, I think it says like Ender 6 pulley kit, ? As in, is this something that's... If this is something that's worth putting my time into, or do I just buy a couple for myself and not make it a product? John coming in. I know John's got a ton of Ender 6. I do like the Ender 6. Despite some of the shortcomings, I do think for bang for the buck, it's a pretty good machine. So Saw someone asking, where's the dog? He is going between over here to my right and his bed that's behind me. But the office, this is not fully set up yet. I don't know if you guys missed. But this is not fully set up yet. I just threw stuff together. I put the cube up so you guys could play with it on the stream, and I literally just threw this in there and plugged it into the wall. But hopefully this will be more together next week. All right. Oh man, I did not realize we're already over an hour. So even after starting late. So anyways, let's go ahead. Don't ask any more questions. I'm going to get through these last couple ones. And then we're going to go ahead and I just realized I have to send out Krista. If you're watching, I think you are. Can we double check that we sent the gift card out for last month's giveaway to the guy? Because I can't remember if we did or not. I also got to post the replay to the podcast. But anyways, let's see. All right, so 3D Experience also said, love the 18mm Easy ABL Pro. I think I'm getting the 12mm next. Any detection distance, sensitivity, adjustability, differences between the two sizes. I like the micro, but I'm concerned about the fixed distance. So the 12mm does have a shorter detection distance. The 18mm, we recommend you calibrate at a total distance from tip of the sensor to the bed. At 4mm, the 12 is 3. So it does have a shorter detection distance. So when you're dealing with proximity probes, basically the smaller the probe you have, the less detection distance it has or is able to do because it has a smaller diameter, so it's not able to put out as large of a signal. The micro is cool, but yes, it does have a fixed 2mm detection distance. So if you are not very confident about being able to mount it exactly, the micro, which is our 8mm that we just came out with a couple months ago, it is definitely more for niche installations. And I did show off on the stream here, like applications that I intended it to be used for, which is where you can just hide it inside a mount, and our multi-mount will be one of those mounts that has support for it. And I'm just realizing, look, it's 5 p.m. here, and my shade is closed, and it's right in my eye. Damn you, son. I think it's because it was raining, and now it's clearing up. All right, Thomas Pegger, will the Easy ABL work with Tough Extruder too? Yeah, the Easy ABL works with any extruders, just attaching things to it. And depending on if you're talking about Bowden, absolutely. Talking about direct drive, then the other thing is what mount you're using to make it direct drive. So, 3 Experience says, the multi-mount to support the rigid mounting like the Revo Voron Edition? I'm not sure what that means. Let me Google Revo Voron Edition. What the hell is that? Let me see. E3D Revo Voron. Okay, so it's like a 5-bolt hole. No, it will not support that. It'll only support the groove mount. And here's the thing. You're going metal to metal. It's going to be solid. You're not going to need... It's going to be plenty rigid. Trust me. See a bunch of people. Yes, for the Ender 6 stuff. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna reach out to my... today's going to be a late night anyway, so I'm going to reach out to my suppliers, and I'm going to be like, hey, these are the specs I need for pulleys, and start getting samples in. So I appreciate you guys like seriously giving me feedback of, hey, is this worth me putting time in? Because there's certain stuff that's like, okay, I know I need it, but is this something other people need? And I feel like pulleys are something that's worth it. Nadav, can you start putting 2 business cards in every order? Using the level bed and I start to run out of them. Well, 1, you can order more so you have more business cards. Or 2, if you put a note in the order, I'm sure they'll probably throw some extra in there. They have a bunch. But yeah, little leveling card. Should I put on our website like 10 cents a TH3D leveling card? It's just a business card with like a put nozzle here thing and move back and forth. That'd be kind of funny. All right, the last question is from Savan. For the Ender 3 S1 5015 fan upgrade, what do you run the fans at max? I'm assuming what do you mean? Like, when do I run the fan at max? I use it at max for PLA. For PET-G, I run about like 70%. And this is using our 5015 fan, which moves a lot of air. Your mileage will vary with other 5015 fans. I drink my own Kool-Aid, so I use our own fans. And then I haven't done ABS on it, but typically for ABS in general on printers that I use our 5015s with, I'll run about a 20 to 25% layer fan speed. But yeah, that's about it. Now the thing is, I moved everything, and I don't know where I put. I think he knows. He like perked up. I heard him. Oh, he's over by the door. I gotta find his treat. Hang on. Let me go in the. Let me go around. I think his box of toys and treats is around the corner here. Hang on. Where's your dingo sticks? Where are they? We found other treats. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. What? What? Can we sit? Can we sit? I know we can sit. You just want the treats, don't you? Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit. Oh, okay, well, that's a freebie. Sit. Shake. No, shake. 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 Good boy. Can we touch? Touch. Good boy. And one last one. I mean, if you're done, speak. Speak. Good boy. There we go. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys were waiting on the Tough Extruder V1s, you should have got an email already if you had it on your wish list, letting you guys know that the new version's out and we added stock back again. So, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the streams. We do these every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. I think we also posted, Krista also posted a form, I think it was in the Call to TH3D section, asking if you guys would prefer a different day and or time. We might move these a little bit earlier in the day because I feel like we get more viewers, surprisingly. Just on our data alone, looking at YouTube, our peak viewing occurs right around 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. So, like when people are on lunch at their jobs. So, anyways, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna get. I have no printers hooked up right now in my office. So I'm gonna get all my printers online. I got a couple of SpaceX parts to crank out, and then I got some videos to make. One of them being the new Tough Extruder V2. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know how you guys like it and when you guys get yours. I know we just shipped a bunch out today. And as always, happy printing. I will see you guys on the next stream.